Welcome to the LDN Radio Show, brought to you by the LDN Research Trust. I'm your host, Linda Elsiegood. I have an exciting lineup of guest speakers who are LDN experts in their field. We will be discussing low dose naltrexone and its many uses in autoimmune diseases, cancers, etc. Thank you for joining us. Today we're joined by Deb from Australia, who takes LDN for rheumatoid arthritis and has been for the last 6 months. Thank you for joining us, Deb.
You're welcome, thank you.
So could you tell us your story? When did you first notice that the pain you were experiencing could be rheumatoid arthritis?
Well, I didn't actually know that it was rheumatoid arthritis, so I had been experiencing chronic pain in my feet, knees and hands for maybe 4 or 5 years, probably so 4 years I would know of. And I actually was told to go to the Nambbor Hospital, which is our local hospital, Nambbor General Hospital, to see a physio to have 2 knee replacements. And when I got in there, the physio said, "Oh, we're assessing you for bilateral knee replacements." And I said, "It's not my knees, it's my feet." And I said, "I've been going to my GP for about 4 years, and she's been saying, oh, rub Voltaren gel on them, just put your feet up, blah, blah." Anyway, this physio said, looked at my hands, looked at, and I was telling her that when I wake up in the morning, I can barely walk. But after about an hour of movement, I'm okay. Anyway, she said, "You've got rheumatoid arthritis." So she wrote a long letter to the GP, and the GP was quite, I suppose, against it because she said that the physio wasn't able to diagnose anything. Anyway, they sent me to a rheumatologist. I had blood tests and MRIs, which gave the diagnosis of the rheumatoid arthritis. So the rheumatologist so I had 2 MRIs, that's right, on the feet and the hands, and it came up mainly in the hands, even though the feet were the most painful. And I'm quite an active person. I like to do a lot of hiking, and it was really, the pain was really interfering with my life. And she prescribed, is it methotrexate, and folic acid. And I wasn't happy about that because, I've always liked to keep healthy. And then they said, then you'll need to have antibiotics if you get a scratch or if you get a lung infection. So I actually see a integrative GP, and I went and told her, took all the diagnosis to her, and she said, "You should try the LDN." So I got it prescribed at a compound pharmacy in the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. And I started on the 0.5 milligram, and I actually got quite nauseous and sick with it. So I had that for 5 days, persevered, went to 1 milligram, persevered. Each time I was stepping up, I was doing 5 days. And then then I started, when I was on the full dose of 4.5 milligram, it would have been maybe 4 weeks after that, I was totally pain-free. And I can't tell you how it had changed my life and how I'd forgotten what it was like to be pain-free. And I went back to the rheumatologist and told her that I was taking the LDN. And she said, "Yes, that's good." She said, "That's a pain relief, but you're still going to have to go on the methotrexate," whatever it's called. I can never say the name of it, and folic acid. And I said, "Well, I'm quite happy to be staying on the LDN. I haven't been back to the rheumatologist yet, but I'm going back in October because she advised me that the LDN would not stop the bone erosion. But I'm feeling fantastic on it. And in fact, for the first month, or 2 months, I actually felt like I was on a high. I said to the integrative GP, I said, I feel that happy. And yeah, so that's my story. And I just, my life has changed. I just cannot thank the people who have done all the research on LDN enough, because yes, I'm just totally pain free.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it? That feeling of euphoria that you're experiencing after LDN was working for you, you felt on a high. It would have been the boost of your endorphins, but also being pain free. Having been in pain
Yes.
for so long, must have felt amazing to be pain free.
Yes, I just, so I'm back. I'm doing a lot of good things. Because I've retired from work, I have lots of time now to work on my health. I'm actually my profession is a social worker. I worked in mental health for about 12 years, and I think, like, ended up getting burnout, and I don't know whether that contributed to the rheumatoid, or I'm not sure how it came about, but I think it does run in our family because mum's got ulcerated colitis, and yeah, anyway, I think it runs in our family. But yeah, being pain free, it's just a life changer, is all I can say.
So if we go back to when you first started LDN and you said it made you feel nauseous, did you
It did, yes.
experience any other issues? Did you find it difficult to sleep? Did you take the LDN at night or in the morning?
I do. I took it in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a problem with sleep anyway. I have had sleep issues for many, many years. But it was mainly the nauseous and the dizziness. Like, I felt quite crook, but I persevered. And yeah, that was the main symptom for me. I did try having it in the morning. I tried that because I've been reading a lot of the research that the LDN Institute put out. And yeah, the evening seems to work for me. I take it at 5:30 every afternoon. And yeah, I don't know whether I should start taking it in the morning, but yeah, that's when I do it.
Mm-hmm. Do you sleep okay with it? Has it made any difference one way or the other?
No, not with the sleep.
No.
But that's been ongoing for probably 20 years, the sleep issues.
Okay.
I'm working on that now.
A piece at a time, hey?
That's correct.
Yeah. So that's amazing. LDN works really well for people with mental health issues. So in retrospect, do you think the people that you helped with mental health conditions would have been open to trying LDN, or do you think they would have been against it?
That's something I can't really answer. I don't know. I think a lot of the people that I work with also had a lot of pain. Like, it was a holistic, like the people who had the mental health challenges also had a lot of people had fibromyalgia, I noticed. But I wasn't actually working when I started taking the LDN,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been spreading the word, and I've been talking to a lot of people about it. I believe myself that if it helped me the way it has, yes, it may have helped some of those people that I worked with.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not readily known in Australia. We seem to be behind the 8 ball with it.
Yeah, it's not taught in medical schools yet. There are a few in America that will teach it now in the naturopathic medicine, but generally doctors aren't trained in it, so they don't know about it, which makes it very, very difficult to spread the word. But people that have chronic pain, regardless of what condition they have, whether it's ulcerative colitis, I mean, that causes chronic pain, rheumatoid arthritis, MS, people with ME get chronic pain, people with long COVID. The list goes on of chronic pain. But if you gave somebody, healthy person, chronic pain and they had to live with it 24/7, don't you think that would affect them mentally? Don't you think it would depress them, even if they
definitely
were prone to mental health issues? Just by constantly being in pain is depressing, isn't it?
It is, and it just holds you back from what I call wellness tools. It holds you back from, well, the chronic pain. You come to a standstill, really, and of course that affects your mental ability because you're not doing the things that were just natural, that just came natural because you were hindered by pain. Yes, it does affect your mental health for sure.
So naturopathic doctors or functional medicine doctors, whatever you call them in Australia, are there that many of those kind of doctors around rather than just the Western medicine doctors?
Well, I've been going to my doctor for quite a few years. And I don't know, the compound pharmacy seemed to know a lot about it. And one of the pharmacists there also had rheumatoid arthritis and she was trying it. So we were exchanging notes. But I don't know if there are many doctors, integrative doctors or naturopaths in Australia. I haven't done enough research myself to know. I don't know why, because I'm just an example, and the GP that prescribed it for me, she's just over the moon herself. She said that she went to a conference and there was quite a few. When I looked up Queensland to find out what doctors prescribed it, there was one in Brisbane. So whether that's a clinical doctor or whether I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
No, but the compounding pharmacies, they're the people who purely in their training, they learn more about drugs and the composition of drugs than doctors.
That's right.
They are the people who are telling the doctors when doctors have patients that they don't know how to treat. So it's a combination of working with the patient, the doctor and the pharmacy to come together, but it depends on how open-minded they are. For example, your rheumatologist doesn't fully understand how LDN works.
No.
And sometimes they're not open to new suggestions. They are trained to think in one particular way, and that's the right way. They're not as open to other suggestions.
No, and when I went to see, because I have the integrative GP, that's the holistic doctor that I see, then I go to my GP who I go to for blood tests and things like that. So when I went back and told him, he got another doctor in, and the two doctors were in there, and they said, "Oh, you're not using it for addiction, are you?" I said, "No," and they did not know. They did not know about it. No, they didn't. And two doctors were in there. I had two general practitioners, and they both didn't know anything about the LDN. So in Australia, we have to get a prescription for it.
Yes.
To be able to have it, we have to have a prescription.
It's a prescription-only drug.
Yes.
Anyway,
right.
Purely for the fact that naltrexone is a prescription-only drug and LDN is a low-dose naltrexone.
Yes.
So we do need a prescription, but it's not an expensive drug. I mean, is it expensive in Australia? Are you paying for it out of pocket?
Okay, so for how many did I get in there? For 100 tablets or 100 capsules, it cost me $90. So what's that, about £45?
Wow, that's very good.
Is it?
Mm.
£50 for
'Cause
100 tablets?
we're paying like £30 for 30 capsules.
Right, so it's half price here.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, I don't, for me, that to me is, I mean, that's money well worth spent for me on, you know.
And if you
Yeah.
compare it, if you were a smoker, how much would it cost you in cigarettes for 3 months?
I think maybe $200 a week if you were a heavy smoker, which would be £100 a week if you were, I think ours is half the price of, yeah, I'm not sure about the exact exchange rate. No, it's reasonable.
It's a lot cheaper, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
And a lot healthier.
Yes. Oh, yes. Look, the praises that I'm spreading the word.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your story with us today. Could you
Thank you, Linda.
explain to other people who, like you, didn't want to go on methotrexate, if they're hesitant of trying LDN, what would you say to those people?
I would say give it a go. Work through the low doses. I'd say give it a go and see what happens. Because the fear for me on the naltrexone was that I have got family members that I've lost with cancer. I know it's only a low dose cancer drug, but I have seen the issues that they have been through and the quality of life that they lost because of the chemo drug. I know it's only a small dose, but I mean, the LDN is such a simple, to me, is such a simple, practical, like, inflammation. I don't know what you'd call it. It works on the inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Dr. Ian,
yeah, I would say give it a go.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Ian Zagon has done hundreds of studies in the laboratory with LDN, and he sums it up by saying LDN helps regulate a dysfunctional immune system. And I think that's a fantastic, simple way of putting it.
It is,
because
I don't believe the methotrexone would help with your immune system. Yeah, or however say it. Yeah, I will say it wrong. Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, thank you very much, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
Any questions or comments you may have, please email me, Linda, Linda, at ldnrt.org. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciated your company. Until next time, stay safe and keep well.